Hi, my name's Joe.
I'm Amy Hayden.
Hi, my name is Patrick Gibson.
Hi, I'm Claire Newman.
I can say this about everybody in our office, that we all have diverse life experiences, and we're social workers, we're military, we're bartenders, artists, there's actors, athletes, bus drivers, tech people, contractors, designers, managers, and we rely on these backgrounds to understand our clients' perspectives and needs. And I'm constantly learning from this great group. There's lots of shared vision about how we do our job and who we work for. I'm really grateful to be a part of this office.
Windermere Mount Baker is full of ex-teachers and social workers, and it's just got a different vibe than probably a lot of the other offices have. And I thought I would fit in there really well, and I have. It's an amazing office, and we're really collaborative.
And I just felt a really intense connection with the office, and like, what a bunch of misfits that I blend in with, because I too am a misfit. And I just felt really at ease there immediately, and I didn't even know anyone.
And what I really took away from my interview mostly was, Joe was so great, and he sent me a thank you note right away, and there was all this communication and support. And I just felt like, wow, if that's what they do for their agents, like imagine how they teach us to work with our clients.
Hi, I'm Dorothy Driver, and I have been with Windermere for 27 years.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Gamble.
I am Nancy Chapin.
Hi, my name is Don.
Hi, I'm Sue Harambe. I've been in that office for 17 years.
In their sales meetings and in the culture within the office in general, they never really talk about production or how to make money or how to make more money. And I had never worked in an office that had that setting where they're all about how do we become better agents, how do we provide better service to our clients. And that's what they are committed to, and they're very committed to the community.
Because I had this preconceived notion, I'm gonna walk into this office and it's gonna be cutthroat and everyone's gonna be out for themselves. And don't you dare ask the broker, the experienced one sitting a few desks away from me, Ms. Nancy Chapin, they're just all gonna be out for themselves. And it was the most complete opposite experience, and it is the kindest environment that one person could work in, that I could work in. Really, I talk about Nancy because Nancy is there. She talked to me about videos, how to do videos, told me what to buy, how to incorporate it. And here she is, this experienced person who gives classes on it, and here I am, the new broker, just big-eyed, tell me everything. And it's the best thing about our office is that no one's out just to screw you over. We're all there to be collaborative and be together. And it's really, to me, it's the best thing about our office, and I love it.
Real estate isn't about sales, because real estate sells itself. It's really about facilitating a process. And I really find myself much more as a coach, navigator, solution finder. I don't ever think of myself as a salesperson. Don Kuntz and I were just talking about this morning. We were out on tour. We're talking about how, because, again, circles back to the authenticity piece, that he and I are not going to have the same clients. And so we don't have to compete. And when you create a culture that has that sort of collaboration and support as the bedrock rather than competition, it's amazing. Because then you really are invested in helping everybody get better.
The big thing is the friends that I've made from clients that became friends. More recently, I had clients that I just liked from the beginning, and I look forward to touring with them. We found their dream house. I was almost sad because I was like, oh, this it's over. Nancy, always in the office, always says it's kind of like a summer romance. You meet, there's chemistry, you go out on dates, and then it's over.
Our office is like, here, I'm successful, let me show you how I did it. And there's something about that just goes with the values of who I am. One of my favorite stories about the office is my very first transaction. Sue Harambe came into where I was writing my offer, and she goes, stop, I'll show you how to write the perfect offer. And I think that epitomizes our office. We really want to help each other and make it a good experience, and ultimately make it a good experience for the consumer.
One of the memories I have is talking to Dorothy at the beginning of the housing crash in 2008 and saying, what's this going to be like? Like, you've been through a lot. What's this going to be like? And she said, people will always need to buy and sell real estate. People have babies, people get married, people die, people get divorced. So there's always going to be opportunities to buy and sell real estate. You just have to be a really good agent so that people still want to come to you. They trust you and they believe you, even in the worst of times. And for me, that was huge. That helped, like in that down period, that helped me get through.
Because of my love of touring houses, my partner and I would always go to open houses, and we met Dorothy Driver like a long time ago, and we became friends with her, and then we would just go to visit with Dorothy.
And the managing broker looked at me and he said, oh, that's very nice. And he took it and set it aside, and he said, no, I was wondering what it is. This is what we spend our interview at the end of the year. It's what we can do as an office to make your job easier and help you be better at your job. That's what I'm looking for here.
And right now I'm helping someone sell a house. She wants to leave the proceeds to her kids, and she's recently had this medical event, and it makes it hard for her to do physical work. And even so, she's out there every day slowly painting and cleaning her house. I'm gonna see her in 30 minutes, and she says to me, you know, all that work is hard, but it's kind of like physical therapy, and I'm feeling a little better in my recovery. I mean, how cool is that? And it's very motivating to scrub and paint right alongside her. And that's why you realize this work is real life. It's not some digital media thing. It's very real. That's why they call it real estate.
Hi there, my name is EJ Gong. I've been at Windermere Mount Baker for 13 years.
Aloha, this is Sarah Rudnoff.
Hi, I'm Mark Chavez. Hi, my name is Joe Easterday. I've been with Windermere Real Estate now 19 years.
The reason why Windermere Mount Baker is special to me today, as it was that very first day, was because it was different. I walked into that office and I knew right away, by talking to 5, 6 people, this place was unique, it was special, and it was a place where I would feel like I belonged.
All of us have gone through life circumstances, both happy and sad, and I think we've been there for both, for everybody. And that's the great thing of the office, is that we know it's not, we're there for both, and again, we support each other, and I think people want to be there for both those.
I had been in 3 offices before. When I did a show at the 5th Avenue, I told people, hey, I've got tickets, and if you'd like to come, I have a little discount code. And in my other offices, I would say maybe I had 3 agents come to see me in something. And the night that we were gonna sign up people for Windermere, I had over 50 agents and their partners come to the show and come backstage and stay for the party. And that was just a totally different experience. It was like, we wanna come and we wanna support you and we wanna kind of participate in each other's lives.
Whenever I needed solace, someone to give me advice, someone to just say, hey, it's gonna be okay. I always have found that, not just at the management at Windermere, but my fellow agents, my peers. It is a caring place where people really do look after each other. And when my father died a few years ago, it was, big deal to me, and the office embraced me and gave me a hug in a way that was genuine and real, and is something that I'll always remember. And that's just such a small thing, but it was huge for me.
So I remember the first time that I met Joe Easterday was for my initial interview to join the firm. I didn't know what to expect, but he set such a great bar that I realized that after I went out and then interviewed with other firms. The support, the encouragement, the focus on helping all the individual agents in the office and the community have just been #1 since day one, since I've met him. I think the intent early on was to have something positive of value to give to the community versus just being a real estate agent that is in this office that is out selling homes. I think that is what we do ultimately, but again, I think always the bigger picture was, what can we do positively for the community, for the people that we're working with? Letting go of, again, these top salespeople of the month, it wasn't about transactions and volume, it was really about being a part of the community and positively affecting the people that we're working with.
Hi, I'm Aquanetta Williams. I am a family support worker with Seattle Public Schools. And we started working with Windermere probably over 30 years now. Windermere wanted to make sure that they provided generous donations to students in need. Students at Dearborn Park, there were some families that were low income. We had families that had come to the country that needed support. And I requested funds from Windermere to help pay electricity bills, get kids clothing and shoes. And Bev's mother, Norma M. Powers, was really helpful in serving the community with homeless families. So we had started a bowl-a-thon, and that bowl-a-thon was at Imperial Lanes, and we would take students. Windermere wanted to take students there and let them bowl. And so a lot of these students that we helped, their families with financial situations, a lot of these kids didn't always get to do outings like bowling and whatnot. And so we would take them bowling. Windermere would feed them pizza and soda. And then the kids, their way of giving back is they would do a pledge sheet. And they would go and ask their family members and friends to help pledge donation of money so that there would be money to help other homeless and families in need. And so it gave the kids a purpose. They really felt good about not being the only ones that needed help.
We've been more involved with local nonprofits, from the Rainier Valley Food Bank to Treehouse to REWA, Refugee Women's Alliance. You know, I think Windermere as a company and as an office, that's important to me, and I think it's also important to the agents in our office.
I had a little girl come to my office and ask me, Ms. Williams, can you help me? And so I said, sure, come on in. And so she began to tell me that she was worried about her family because they had no water for several months, and they were low on food, and she was struggling because she was always worried about her family. And so I contacted her family, and I found out that they were 2 months behind in their rent. Their water had been shut off, and they were using some water jugs to go to the neighbor's house and fill it up from their water hose. And the father was undocumented, so it was difficult for him to work. And the mom had a great job, but these were people that were involved in PTA, that were involved in the school. Anytime we needed them, they were there to support the school and their children. And so I was shocked that this was even going on. So when I made contact with the mom, she accepted the help. I contacted Windermere and asked Windermere if they could provide a generous donation to get them caught up, so that they could then make ends meet. And so Windermere provided us with a $5,000 check, and I was able to support that family with getting their rent caught up, turning their water on. We provided the kids with clothing and some shoes, and we were also able to just continue to provide them with food. Every week I would check in on them, see what they needed. The Windermere funds have always been a great success for Seattle Public School children.
Hi, I'm Ted Dietz.
I'm Simone Baptista.
I'm Cherie Hassan.
Hi, my name is Bev.
I have been with Windermere Mount Baker for almost 17 years.
I've been with Windermere Mount Baker for about 20 years.
I've been with the Mount Baker office for 17 plus years.
I've been at Windermere Mount Baker since 1986.
Every year, the Mount Baker office participates in the Rainier Valley Heritage Parade, and that year they had a theme where they dressed like aliens. And so Brian Fairchild, the manager at the time, who had been around forever, was wearing silver makeup and aluminum foil on his head, and I thought, this is exactly where I need to be. These are my kind of people. And it was nice to get into the office and realize that that's really who these people are. Not, conspiracy theorists, but fun-loving people that really enjoy each other's company. And so
you're learning something new every day. Sometimes I feel like a counselor, sometimes I feel like a teacher, an educator, sometimes I feel like I'm a HVAC expert. There's just always something to be learning. I want to give credit to our office as a whole, that we show up for the meetings, that we're there for each other. When something happens in somebody's personal life, you know about it. And I just think that's amazing.
I adore the staff at the Windermere Mount Baker office. I don't even like to refer to them as staff. Like, that sounds so sterile. They're family. They've been there the whole time I've been there. Like, there's reliability, and they're the kind of faces you want to see every day.
The front desk I think is the voice of Mount Baker, and that's Frida. And she welcomes anybody coming through that front door, and they recognize her voice when she answers the phone. It makes all the difference in the world.
Case in point, Frida, when she answers the phone, she has sort of this sing-song, happy greeting that she does every time. It never fails. You want to see? I'm going to call her right now, and I promise you she does not know I'm calling. And let's see. Listen to how Frida answers the phone.
Morning, Windermere Mount Baker.
Happy birthday, Miss Frida. I heard it was your birthday today.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I just want to say I love you, and I appreciate you. All right.
I love you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Once I started there taking the classes every day, Bev, who was there at the time, of course, she would start like passing by the corner computer where I was taking the classes. And then finally, she just started putting the hard sell on me. She said, you know, you should really join this office. And then she was a big influence, actually. She really wanted me to be there.
I mean, Bev, she's the den mother to our office. She talks us off ledges. She has our back. Bev, I would never want your job. Thank you for doing your job. You're not allowed to retire. Please don't ever retire. You're amazing. We love you.
Every agent makes a donation off of every closing that they have that goes to the Windermere Mount Baker Foundation Fund. Our funds are earmarked for Southeast Public Schools. One of the very first donations we made was to Dearborn Park. And those donations were for uniforms, because at that time it was a uniform school. And we didn't want any little kid to be going to school without a uniform and looking like they didn't belong to the rest of the classes. So that was our very first donation. To April and Stephen Kieberts, it's been a fun ride, and I've loved working with you and for you.
Hi, I'm April Kieberts. I started Windermere Mount Baker in 1979, and I was the first woman owner of Windermere.
And I'm Steve Kieberts, husband of April Kieberts.
I had two, Mount Baker and Madison Park, and Stephen originally had three, and we operated those separate corporations for several years.
And finally came up with a great idea of putting them together. I mean,
because we have very different skills, but they're very complementary to each other. John Jacoby was looking to expand, and they gave me an opportunity to open the Mount Baker office. The word Windermere meant nothing other than a neighborhood in the North End, recruiting agents and so forth. It was really a very challenging job, and then shortly after we opened is when the real estate interest rates went to like 18%. So it was very challenging opportunity to struggle and to make it work.
Hello, I'm Flora Fleet.
And I'm Stephen Gurecki.
Hello, I'm Al Johnson.
Hello, I'm Brian Fairchild.
And I've been with Windermere Mount Baker for 4 years.
And I've been with Windermere Mount Baker for 14 years.
The office started in '79. I started in '86, so 33 years and change.
I've worked for Windermere for 30 years.
I guess you asked like what we do. We actually help people transition through a major life event. Because that's what
and
buying a
navigate
house
it
and
for
moving
them.
is.
Right. Try and make it as easy as possible, as stress-free and as smooth and enjoyable as possible.
People ran into me at open house. They say, you know, you seem to really know a lot about here. Can you help me? And for me, that changes the whole relationship for the client to say, can you help me? Because if the client does that, then you're not a damn salesman. You're an assistant. You're a helper. You're a guide or a resource.
That's the one thing about Windermere. They're the only only company that had faith enough to open an office in Southeast Seattle. No one has ever done that.
Al Johnson When I was coming up in the business, I could always call Al at any time of the day with any emergency and problem, and he would take my call and spend as long as he needed to help me get through it.
Interestingly enough, we both started at Windermere Mount Baker primarily because of Al Johnson.
He, for us, was the neighborhood expert, the name in our neighborhood when it came time for us to move to Mount Baker. He was like you always say, our godfather.
It's interesting, we were talking about how the business has changed and how technology has changed things. In the newspaper, a photograph did not reproduce well at all, but a sketch, a nice clean line drawing did. And Windermere sort of got known as the company that had the neat sketches. Well, everything is so much faster. I mean, we used to talk about, you had a couple weeks when you first got going with a listing to get it rolling and get people knowing about it. But now, the activity spike is very, very quick. Typically you get more activity than you'll ever get again in the first 24 hours. And there were a lot of less consumer-friendly things. For instance, there was a regulation that said that if somebody called on an ad in the paper, you could not give them the address of the listing. But if you wanted to know more, you had to make an appointment with an agent to see it, and then the agent could show it to you. But the agent could not reveal to you the address of the listing, which is screwy. Now people are calling us and telling us about listings that they found that we haven't found yet.
What I loved about Brian Fairchild and what I love about Joe is that managing a bunch of real estate agents is like herding feral cats, and both of them do it masterfully.
I credit Brian Fairchild, who started the office with that, because he was such a personable person. And then to have that extend over to Joe, it just seemed like a natural extension for him to now be leading our office, because he really exudes just a good combination of professionalism with caring for the people that work for him or that he's overseeing. So I give Joe a lot of credit for that.
Going back to Brian Fairchild, he set a tone. He set an emotional sort of state, and I think that we've kept that going, and it's a unique place that I cherish. So,
Joe, oh my God, I interviewed him like 3 times. Now, when in the heck is he going to make a decision? He's the greatest understated person that you'll ever meet. But
happy 40th anniversary, Windermere Mount Baker.
Happy 40th anniversary, and congratulations to Windermere Mount Baker.
Happy 40th anniversary to Windermere Mount Baker.
Happy anniversary to Windermere Mount Baker.
Happy 40th anniversary, Windermere Mount Baker.
They say never trust anyone over 30, but I think only trust people over 40 should be the new phrase. So happy birthday, Mount Baker, Windermere.
Happy 40th anniversary, Windermere Mount Baker.
Happy anniversary.
Windermere Mount Baker, 40 years old, you look good.
Happy anniversary, Mount Baker Windermere. 40 years, congratulations. 40's the new 30.
Happy 40th anniversary, Mount Baker.
Happy anniversary, Windermere Mount Baker.
Windermere Mount Baker, happy 40th anniversary.
Happy 40th anniversary.
Happy 40th anniversary, Windermere Mount Baker.
Happy anniversary, Windermere Mount Baker.
Happy 40th birthday, Windermere Mount Baker. You're a great office. I love you.
Happy anniversary to Windermere Mount Baker. 40 great years. We are so proud of you. You guys are the best.
Happy 40th, Windermere.
Happy 40th anniversary, Windermere Mount Baker. I love you.
Thank you, Windermere, for your 40th anniversary. Congratulations.